try. You know what this is? Pencil sharpener. This is a curiosity project. So this pencil sharpener doesn't work anymore because there's a gear in here that is has the teeth broken off it. Just, you know, because this is old and it's been through use quite a bit. So I was curious if I can get my 3D printer to print me a new gear for this and see how long it'll last. So I'll see if I can show you the gear. Right there, that gear right there, in that area there's no teeth. So if I spin the motor, you can see this part here doesn't turn. But there is teeth on another part of it. So right there there's teeth, and then I'll get to the point to where there's no teeth, and then it stops spinning. So I'm going to see if I can make that gear right there with my 3D printer and put it in here and see if it'll work or if it's just going to break that gear right away. So let's tear this apart. Not a whole lot of technology right here. It's got our motor, AC motor. We've got our blade in here. Stick our pencil right in here. We got the switch right here. You can see the wires going to it. There's a little button right on the inside. As soon as you stick your pencil in there, it hits that button right there, and that's what turns it on. And then that gear turns and it sharpens your pencil. So now I don't know if this gear is supposed to look like this or not, or unless it's just twisted, but you can see the teeth on these are kind of at an angle like this, and I don't know if that's just twisted from torque, from, you know, you jamming the pencil in there and this thing is trying to turn this gear down here. I'm guessing that's what it is, but maybe not. The teeth on this gear right here are actually at an angle. So that would lead me to believe that this would have to be at an angle to match those teeth in there. So that might be purposely done that way. So let's tear this apart. See if I got a something to grab onto those. I know I should have got a socket that right size, but the way my camera is mounted, it's right in the way of these doors that I have a few tools in there. And you might be able to tell because my camera might be shaking a little bit, but I have to get me a real nice, some kind of a mount for my camera. All it is a quarter inch nut driver, probably do the trick. know if I'll be able to get this gear off here. I've never tore one of these apart before, so it's all new to me. That's probably, looks like it might be pressed on there, and it'll probably shatter to pieces when I try to take it off there. It is the gear is really soft. I mean, I can dig my fingernails into it. So I think it's that old, or they make it out of a soft plastic, so so it can give a little bit here and there. That actually is moving on the shaft right there. I don't know. It looks like they just press it right through there. I need to get something. Yep. So yeah. Just pressed right on there. Through the plastic. Just pressed right on there like that. So now you can see all the teeth that are broke right there. So I'm going to try to duplicate this and see if it'll work. Why not? Might as well play around with it before we trash it, right? Alright, look what we got here. I was able to make a gear from a 3D printer. Looks almost like it. Pretty dang close. And just to let you know, this wasn't the first try. I started out with these right there. This one here is made out of PLA plastic. This was the test to make sure that I had my teeth facing the right way. I put them at like a 2-degree angle and they seem to mesh up with this one right here. So that's good. And I didn't fill it all in or anything like that. And this PLA prints pretty good, but it's a soft plastic, and it melts a lot easier than this stuff, which is made out of ABS plastic. And I have not yet perfected printing ABS plastic on my 3D printer yet, because when I printed it like this, and before it even gets halfway done, one side of it comes loose from the table, so there's a gap. So what happens is you get something like this. See the thickness of that right there? And if I turn it over to the other side, it's thicker. So this is the thick side, so when it was printing, this side lifted up like this, not a whole bunch, just a little bit. And then every time the print head went on this side, it wasn't really putting down no new plastic, because this kept lifting up higher and higher, so I just let it go. But so I need more practice with ABS plastic. I got to figure out why it's so difficult to print it. But this gear was my last one, and this one was pretty dang close. So it's pretty close all the way around. And you can't tell by looking at this, but this gear right here is different than this one. This one here has more space between each line as the print head goes back and forth than this one. This one here, it's all solid all the way through. This has more air gaps in it, but you can't really tell that though. So, just some little things you pick up as you go. So, let's try this out. Let's see if this gear actually works. And I'll let you in on a little secret. This gear right here, I actually did put in here, and it worked. But it's a really bad print job though. So we'll see if this one works, since this has more air gap in it. It might just tear this one right up because of that. We don't know. So this just fits right on there, lines up with the groove, so it comes through there like that. Let's put it in here first. So that goes in there like that. And then we'll line up our piece. And it's a tight fit. You don't want it to come off. Let's see, almost there. I'm gonna have to tap it down with something. Let's see, how about this right here? I'm just going around it a little bit here and there. Just like that. See, get a little bit of plastic off, that's alright. That should be nice and snug in there. A little bit of slack so it can move around if it needs to. That seems like it'll work. Let's get rid of the old one. Now when I was playing around with this other gear, when I put this other one in there, I stupidly didn't pay attention on which way I put this motor in here. I'm going to put this cap on here first, get this out of the way. This has our switch in it. Remember, there's our switch. This is going to go around in here like this. So when I was playing around before with this thing, I put this thing on here like this, and I threw it all together, and I stuck the pencil in there, and I'm pushing on it, and I'm thinking, I guess the blades on this sharpener must be really, really dull. I'm pushing, and I'm getting a new pencil like this and sticking it in there, and it's having a really hard time. Well, stupid me, not thinking at all when I put this motor on here. And I'm sure some of you are already guessing what I did wrong. And good for you if you know. But this AC motor works in two different directions. So let's say I stick this in here this way, and this motor turns, I'll do it like this, turns this way, okay? But if you take this motor and flip it over like this, and then put this in here like this, now this part here is going to spin this way. And that's what happened, why my pencils weren't getting sharpened, because I didn't pay attention to which way I took this motor out. So it was actually going backwards. That's why my pencils weren't getting sharpened. And a stupid mistake on my part for not thinking about that right away. But I did the smart thing this time. I actually put a little black dot on there that's supposed to go up. This way it goes in there the right way. I'm allowed to make mistakes. Everybody is. No matter how much you know about some stuff or whatever, you're always going to make mistakes. Sooner or later. So that's good. Our gears line up. That slides right in there. I can turn this. You can see that gear in there is moving. It feels like it's meshing really good. Alright, let's throw the rest of this together and see what we got. I got smart now. See, the proper tool to do this. All this plastic seems really old for some reason, so I don't want to tighten anything down really super tight because I'm afraid it might break. So let's try it just like this for a second, just to so this way we can see if everything works right, everything lines up. Find me a plug in the strip. All right, I got a dull pencil. We'll give it a try. Let's just hit the switch in here and see if it works first. Looks pretty good so far. I don't know if you can see that. How the gear is meshing really nice. It's not getting bound up or anything. So it might work. Let's put it all together to see if, before I jam the pencil in there, or let's do it this way. I'll just put this underneath here, so this way it'll catch the filings. might as well test it before we put it all together. We'll see if the torque, by pushing that pencil in there, the torque on there, see if it breaks this gear or not. Or breaks the other one maybe. Who knows? Alright. Look at that. Beauty. But that's the easy stuff. Here's the test. Brand new pencil. Let's jam it in there and see what happens. You can see I was jamming it in there to stop it, and everything's still working. It's doing its job. Almost getting there. That's pretty good, huh? So it looks like it's all right. Looks like it's going to be okay. The gears still look good. Doesn't look like there's any odd wearing or anything on it. So I think we'll throw this together and give it a try for a while and see how it works. Just get rid of these filings there. Alright, let's throw it in the old container here. See if we can figure out how it was in there. It's been a while. It's been I can't even remember, a week or so maybe. Gotta get all these out of the way so it doesn't bind up in the gears at all. Spins. Yes, and it's still plugged in, but I'm not hitting the button, so. And you can see there's caps on the ends, so I'm not going to get zapped from them. So. Get my little. Make sure everything's pushed out of the way. That looks good. You just don't want those wires to pop up and end up rubbing against this stator here while it's spinning. Alright. If your screw feels tough, always turn it backwards and then wait till it drops down and then spin it in there the right way. This way you don't get stripped plastic. Alright. That looks like it did before. See if I got another pencil here that could use some sharpening. Ah, this one's not too bad. That looks like it's going to work. So I will give this back to the owner and let them use it. We'll see how long it lasts. And if you're curious, from time to time, I'll put, if this breaks at any time soon, I'll put it down in the description area down there, how long it took about before it broke. But You can see it seems like it's working pretty good. And this is some ABS plastic is some pretty tough stuff. It can withstand a lot of temperature too. It's I can't even think of the top of my head. It takes 194. I put it at 194°C to melt this plastic to form it into its shape. Fahrenheit, that's up to, God, I don't even know, over 400 and something degrees, I think it is, or something like that. You don't want to touch it. But, alright. I think we'll call that a success. And we'll move on to the next thing.